you doing, baby? Happy Thursday. And today on Coffee and Conversation with your girl, Shakenya. When you get a minute, go to that YouTube channel, Shakenya, and hit subscribe, guys. Look at some of the videos. Can y'all see my tracks? I forgot my hat. And you see some of the videos, and you see something you like, just hit share, y'all. Now today, it's going to be a long one. I ain't going to even hold you up. It's going to be kind of a long, because I'm kind of recapping from what we've been talking about all week. You know, we're talking about the manipulation tips. We're talking about the adverse effect that it has on you and your children. We talked about the psychological damage. And lately, I've been sharing a lot of personal and been getting a little in depth with you, because I really need you to understand what's really going on here, right? Because if you understand, then you would be better in tune with your baby to make sure that none of this is happening to you. You know what I mean? You'll be able to distinguish if your child is just misbehaving or if it's because somebody else is planting seeds and manipulating your baby. That's the whole purpose of all of this, right? So throw some stuff down, because I gotta get another book. I'm getting another book while I'm out here. You know, when I get out in the world, I gotta do what I gotta do before I go back in. I know I hate being restricted. I hate being restricted. I do. Although I'm gonna find a way, although I'm gonna do what I gotta do, it is just such an inconvenience not to have my own transportation at this moment. So, you know, I'm working around the clock trying to do what I gotta do. It's almost 2 weeks, so we're gonna limit these days. I'm gonna do what I gotta do. If I gotta do something strange for some change, if I gotta load that OnlyFans up, we is not going into another week without no whip. I'm telling you that. Right? So let's see where we at with it. We already talked yesterday about you can't go back and re-raise your kids. Now we got that etched in stone, so stop trying. Yeah, stop trying to force stuff down their throat. They grown now. You can't really do too much, baby. They set in their ways. They gonna do what they want to do. So stop trying to re-raise them. If you know you don't already put it down, let it go. Yeah, either they gonna do it or they not. Yeah, so stop stressing about that. Let's relieve some of that. Woo-sigh. Yeah. And then the next thing was that I didn't say that I'm saying now. I did say this in your 10th grade year, but I don't think you fully got it. You probably got it now because time has passed, and now you're looking at your kids and the relationships you have with them, and you're like, damn, Shakenya did touch on that, and I'm doing the exact thing she told me not to do. Yep, you don't have to kiss your children's asses to be in their life. Please stop doing that, okay? And you don't have to beg them. You don't have to look for their approval. You don't have to, nope, If you've been in them children's lives and you did the best you could and there was no abuse or neglect, yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. And I might tell you why as we finish, okay? So, now you see why I say you got to have an ounce of love and respect for your baby mama, your baby daddy after the breakup. Now you see why you got to have a care and concern for your baby mama, your baby daddy when y'all break up. Now you see why y'all communication got to be strong. Y'all got to talk more now that y'all apart than y'all did when y'all was together. Hey, Vine. Yep, and let me tell you something else you gotta have. You gotta have trust. You gotta trust that baby mama or that baby daddy with them kids. You gotta trust that they're gonna keep them safe. You gotta trust that they're not gonna molest them. You gotta trust that they're not gonna abuse them. You gotta trust they're not gonna neglect them. You gotta trust your baby mama. I know. This starting to sound like a situationship, ain't it? It's starting to sound like a relationship, right? But no, this is basically just some of the bricks that's used as the foundation for y'all to have a friendship after the breakup. Yeah, that's all. It's just a couple of bricks to lay down to make sure y'all stay connected when it comes to raising this baby, right? So, I demonstrated love, yeah, by not fighting with him. Yeah, I didn't fight. I didn't fight when it came to dropping her off. I didn't fight when he wanted to pop up and see her. I didn't fight when she wanted to get dropped off over there out the blue to see. I didn't fight. I didn't take him back and forth to court I didn't fight. No. I demonstrated respect by making sure she respected him. Remember on the phone, she raised her voice. I found out she was talking to her dad. I checked her right then and there with him on the other end of the phone. There was no reason, no way he couldn't have heard that. So right then and there, I instilled respect. If I'm respecting you over here, that means you got to be respecting me over there. Yeah, this is that example when I say you got to get the same. You're supposed to get what you put out. You're supposed to get exactly what you put out. If y'all beefing every time y'all see each other, it's fight on sight. Your mama this and your daddy that. I get it. But if y'all on the same page and y'all have, yeah, it shouldn't be. Yeah, I demonstrated respect. I never talked bad about him in front of her. I didn't tell her about the abuse and the cheating and stuff. I didn't tell her about the cheating, but I didn't tell her about the abuse. Hey, Sherlock, until after I seen that I was losing this fight that I was in, that I didn't know that I was in. When I realized that he had been playing me this whole time and they was actually both in it plotting against me, then I threw a little shot out there, and I shouldn't have. And I told y'all that too. Don't do it, because you would be abusing that baby just like they are. So yeah, I digressed and I took it back. But yep, I did mention the abuse at that time. But the whole time that we were apart, I made that monster look like a man in the eyes of his daughter, because I felt like it was very important that she seen him in a certain light. Now, if it was anything that he was doing that was out the picture or out the spectrum of a father, she would have had to see that firsthand on her own. That's why I say it ain't up to you. You don't have to talk bad about that parent to make, hey, twin, you don't have to. The child is going to see it. Whatever that parent is, if he a deadbeat, if she a deadbeat, if they ain't doing this, the child is going to see it for themselves. You don't have to help. You don't have to encourage. You don't have to say nothing, right? So I never talked bad about him to her, right? Always showed care and concern. Every time I picked her up from their house, I went down a list of how's your grandma, how's your grandpa, how's your dad, how's your TT, how's this, how's your brother, how's the wife. If I hadn't talked to the wife already. You heard me? Fix it, Jesus. Fix it. Fix it. And I trusted that him and his mama wouldn't do exactly what they did to me. Yeah. I dropped that little girl off every weekend to that grandma's house because I knew she was in that house by herself. And I used to go visit my grandma. You got to understand, I was raised by my grandma on my mom's side, but I had my grandma on my dad's side of my life, and I also had my great-grandma on my dad's side of my life. Also, I had my great-aunt on my dad's side in my life, right? Meaning I used to go chill with them on my lunch breaks when I worked at receiving and have lunch with either one of them, okay? So, therefore, I know how important it is to have a grandmother in your life. So, I knew that grandma was over there by herself. And do you know I dropped that baby off willingly against my better judgment every weekend because I knew she was over there by herself. So, to know that I went and did that, because I didn't have to drop her off. I had older children. I had living babysitters. I ain't have to drop her off, and I wish I didn't drop her off because I wouldn't be going through what I'm going through right now. And on top of that, we did most of my projects and stuff on the weekend. So I would have loved to include her in more of the things that we was working on, the things that we were doing, right? So, yeah, I never would have thought that old bat would have did this to me. I swear to God, I would have stopped her from going over there. If I really knew how those people felt about me, I would have been stopped her from going over there. Yep. So, trusted. I tried communicating. Yep. Anytime I would have her out at events, whenever we did the jail tour with the kids, whenever I was doing something that was a little risque, when I rode her on my motorcycle, I would text him. When I took her to the vending events at the school, I would text him. Now, he wouldn't respond. Yeah, we didn't have no communication. The only time he would call is the day before school, and he would ask, can she come live? Can you imagine that? Not having no conversation with nobody all this time, seeing them, hey, hi, and bye. And then every year, can she come stay? But he could never give me a reason why. And he would just get off the phone, right? Very ignorant, very immature. It was a horrible situation. I wouldn't risk that on nobody, right? So, we tried to have a sit down. Remember, I said you got to create a safe space for your baby mama and your baby daddy. Y'all have to have a time to sit down and talk about the concerns that y'all have, if any. You got to sit down and have. If he had an issue with me riding her on the bike, if he had an issue with me taking her to the prison, if he had an issue with me taking her on jobs to clean, whatever it was, he had the opportunity to tell me. Because when I arranged to sit down, I wanted to talk to him about his mama. I didn't like the fact that his mama drank alcohol around the baby. I didn't like the fact that his mama smoked cigarettes around the baby. I didn't like the fact that his mama cussed around the baby. I didn't like the fact that the mama called the baby out her name twice, called her a bitch twice. I wanted to have a conversation with him about that. So if he had any issues with me, he could have laid them out there. But you know what he did? He got up and left. As soon as I mentioned his mama, he got up and left. You can't be immature when you have children. You got to be an adult at all times. I don't care how old you are. Once you become a parent, you are an adult all the time. All the time. Yep. So when I speak about you having this for your baby mama and your baby daddy, Now, in some cases, it's just not given. Now, you actually got to be doing some things to make sure and ensure that your baby mama and your baby daddy have a reason to do these things, right? Yep. So, let's see. There's some little extra stuff that I did. Yep. I continue to let him claim her on his taxes. Now, you know, most of us would have stopped there right then and there. Nigga, we ain't together. And that little extra money you was gonna get, it ain't coming to our house. Oh, hell. Would have stopped there real quick. But stop it for what? I don't want to upset your income, baby. Do what you do, because that little extra stuff you would buy her that I'm not gonna buy, I would appreciate you if you keep that going. So I can't, you know, I can ensure that by making sure you at least get them couple dollars at the end of the year that you've been getting. That's a part of your budget already. Yeah, I ain't petty like that. Yeah, so yep, I continued that. Let's see. I didn't go down there and up the child support. No, I didn't even know I was getting child support. I happened to stumble upon the card, and there was a couple thousand on there. They had been doing child support since the divorce. I ain't even know, right? So when I started getting it, shit, it was just enough to cover gas. So the fact that I didn't up the child support and I only used it for the baby, for gas, getting her back and forth to school and back and forth to all her practices, it was the money that I got from him every month was covered gas for a week. Because remember, I had foreign cars, so yeah, y'all know how high gas is. It covered gas for a week. So that means the other 3 weeks, I had to come up with that at $320-something to get back and forth to school and back and forth to practice. And yeah. Yeah, you added it up, right? And he complained about that. Would you believe it? He didn't even want me to get that. He had such a problem with me getting that child support. But when I tell you it only covered gas for a week, and those other 3 weeks I was out on my own, he never asked if I needed any help. He never offered any additional, nothing. And I didn't ask. Fix it, Jesus. I did not ask, right? And then the next one was, I used to stop by and check on his wife, especially after her surgery. See if she needed anything, care package, anything. You heard me. Hey, baby. Yeah, that was my daughter's stepmom. So she was my sister mom, you know, so we had a relationship. Yeah, I would go see her. I would buy groceries if I'm out. I would call her and see if she needed anything. Fix it, Jesus. I would come over there and sit on the porch and chill with her. I would play with the son. I would attend birthday parties of the baby. His baby. I know ain't none of y'all doing that. I know y'all not. Some of y'all might be. Some of y'all might be. But it's very important that you have a relationship with your baby mama or your baby daddy, significant other. If this person is around your children, oh yeah, everybody that's involved in that baby's life should have some type of circle of love. Fix it, Jesus. Yep, so me and her used to chill. I know. Ain't that fucked up? Ooh, Fix it, Jesus, a Christian show. Ain't that messed up? I know. Yep, let me see. Like, I put so much time and effort in my children. There's no way I should end up with nothing. No care, no concern, no respect, no love, no trust. There's no way I should end up with nothing on the other side of the spectrum. There's no way, right? Have you ever tried explaining credit to children? And young adults? Have you ever? No? Have you tried explaining home ownership? Have you ever tried explaining entrepreneurship? Yes, you got to keep doing it. Yep, so that means you got to have a lot of patience. Yep, you got to put a lot of time in. Yep, you got to demonstrate it. You got to illustrate it. Yep, sometimes you got to write it down. Yep, you got to paint a clear picture. Yep, that's a lot. How do I end up with nothing if I did all that, right? It's impossible. It is freaking impossible, right? So, let's see. I also took care of his father after he left us. How did that happen, Shakenya, you say? Well, he moved him in with us while we were still together, and then he left. And when he left his daddy Took his radio but left his daddy. And do you know I care for his daddy without any financial support? So you mean I got an extra child to take care of on top of this father? We was losing our house. Because see, when I got that other house and I fixed it up, his daddy moved in with us. Yep, I took care of his daddy till he got on his feet. Fix it, Jesus. Fix it, Jesus. So yeah, when I say that I should get the same, it's reasons why I say that. I'm not just asking you to give me nothing. No, I earned all of that. So there's no reason, if I'm doing all this and have done all this, that I get nothing from nobody. No respect from the child or the children. No love from the children. No what? So when she left, at the time that she decided to leave us and go stay with her dad, and they allowed it, both the boys were out on their own with their own family. Working, providing, taking care of their family. And they were gone in a timely manner. Not saying you got to push your kids out, you know what I'm saying? But generally, if they stay on a good path, they're going to leave, right? So they was gone in a nice, timely manner, yep. The oldest daughter was in a nursing program, and the baby was at Cass Tech. We were good. Under that same structure, routine that I've been doing for years with the other boys, whatever I was doing, everybody was good, right? Let me tell you what I was doing. I was traveling for the radio show. Right before she left, I had just went to Cali and interviewed Angela Means from Friday. Yeah, Felicia. Bye, Felicia. She has a restaurant on Santa Monica Boulevard called Jackfruit Cafe. I had just went to California to interview her live for my show, Motor City Radio. Right? Youth program. That little program that I started when nobody came. It was featured on Channel 4 with Everett Cassidy. I had just did the interview for that youth program. That started off with nobody, but ended up on local news, right? Cleaning company. I lost 3 major contracts. It can't be all good. Yep, I had those 2 schools and I had the Birmingham Municipal Center. Yep. And it was a lot going on with that, you know, a lot of haterism for one, because they was mad at me because I was pulling up in my Land Rover, you know what I'm saying, my Range Rover, pulling up to clean toilets here, happy. Yep, they had just seen me on the news, so it was a lot of haterism. I'm going to start off by saying that, yeah. Men be jealous of women. Did you know that? Yeah, there's a lot of men out here that be jealous of women. So yeah, there was haterism, and I felt it, right? So that was one thing. And then the fact that I was subcontracting the work and wasn't getting as much money as and the other people was getting money, and they wasn't even doing it. It was a lot. So to lose them, it was going to happen anyway, because either I was going to lose them or I was going to give them away, because I had started seeing where the money go and where it was coming from and how to make more. And yeah, so I was going to cut them eventually, right? But it was going to be after I got on a good foot and got some other contracts in place to replace them. So they took them. It was fine. But what I learned was I can run a team. I can run a team of people. Yep, I had 6 employees, 5 full-time employees, and then the 1 part-time employee. Believe it or not, it was his cousin. Cousin/uncle. Yeah. Because, you know, I don't believe in severing ties with people after you break up with somebody. Yeah, if you got a good friendship and you kindled a good relationship with some people on their side and their camp, yeah, why sever that just because y'all broke up? Yeah, I never believed in that. You know what I mean? So, yeah, his cousin still worked for me, and he still fixed my cars. Fix it, Jesus. We were filming the trailer for my book, Dysfunctional Family Knot. Me and my kids was filming the trailer. The baby was playing me, the younger version of me. Yep, so we had... Instagram. Yep, so she was playing the younger version of me. So we had already filmed the ballroom scene, which my oldest daughter was actually filming. If you look real close in the unedited version, they is calling me, Lord Jesus. In the unedited version, you will see my other baby in the background and a friend of mine. You will see them in the background, because they was there while we was filming, right? And then we filmed the scene from the airport while I was about to fly out. right? My daughter is like my manager. My other daughter was the pilot. My brother was the security. And my son was my manager in the background making some deals for me. We had just filmed that for the trailer so I can sell my book. Fix it, Jesus. Fix it. Yeah, so now you see why if you did all this as a parent, yeah, you shouldn't be kissing your child's ass to be in their life. You shouldn't be begging for attention and love and respect. All that should be given. All that should be given, right? So, yeah, I think that's it. I think I covered everything. Tomorrow, we're going to go over the eating disorders, y'all. And I'm out. Enjoy your day. Damn, I ain't shooting no waves. Instagram, my bad. Hey, Happy, how you doing, boo? All right, Facebook, y'all know what to do. I'm out. Mwah.